Hi everyone! Thank you so much for visiting my YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about my experience when I applied for a Schengen Visa. So let's go. Okay, so when I applied, I did not have any travel history, and also keep in mind that when I applied for a visa, my partner and I have already met once in person. Alright, so now I'm gonna tell you all the requirements that I submitted. I have a list here with me. I'm also going to include like links on where to download some of the documents, as well as the sample letters for other documents that I submitted that had to be personalized. So of course, the first things first is the cover letter. So this is actually very important. On the cover letter, I had 3 paragraphs. So on the first paragraph, I had to do a brief introduction of myself and also the reason as to why I want to visit my partner. So kailangan kong i-explain kung bakit gusto kong visit sa Sweden and like more information about myself. And then on the second paragraph, I had to write down the travel itinerary. So kung ano yung mga kailangan naming gawin, or not exactly kailangan, but ano yung mga gagawin namin during my stay in Sweden. So that's something that you can include or put in for the second paragraph. And then for the third paragraph, that's where you just explain the documents for the proof of will to return. So basically, yun yung mga documents na magpapatunay na parang babalik ka pa sa Pilipinas, that you're not going to stay in the country that you're going to visit. Okay? And then next document would be the travel itinerary. By the way, bago tayo pumunta dyan, what I presented at the time when I applied was my certificate of employment and also my BIR income tax return. I actually went on a leave of absence, but I didn't present that. So, ang present ko lang is yung BIR and COE kahit na naka-leave of absence ako. Usually, from the videos that I've watched, you need to include the leave of absence approval letter. But in my case, I did not have that or submit that document. So, next one is, like I said, the travel itinerary. Yun nga yung sasabihin mo kung ano yung mga lugar na pupuntahan nyo, kung mag-i-stay lang ba kayo sa place niya, if you plan to go out and meet his family, and also his friends, of course. And then for the next document, let me just check here. Is the signed application form. So you can download this in the Schengen website over here. I'll make sure to include that, as well as on the link description up here, I think. Also, may tips lang ako for regarding the Schengen Visa application form. On one of the things that you need to answer, you need to put in both your address and your email. Yung sa akin, hindi nagkasya kasi masyadong mahaba, both my address and email address. So, I had to write it down legibly so that mababasa nila, and then make it fit still. So, the rest of the answers were printed, just not that one. Oh, okay lang yun. Okay lang na may handwritten doon. And if ever may erasures kayo doon, make sure that above the erasure, you sign. Okay? And then fourth document, you need to present a travel insurance policy. Of course, the travel insurance policy should cover the duration of your stay from the place that you're visiting. In my end, my duration of stay was from December 10, 2020 to March 9, 2020. But what we did was we did a day extra before I leave and another day extra once I arrive back in the Philippines, just to be sure if anything goes wrong. The travel insurance policy, it cost us around 88 euros which is around 5,200 PHP. That was with CareMed. So actually, CareMed and AXA are the two most common insurances, travel insurances that Pinays or Filipinos use when they apply for a visa to visit a country. Okay, and then next is the fifth document, which is the certificate of no marriage. We did not intend to marry on my visit, but we just needed to include that so that we can prove that the relationship is serious, that he's not married, I'm not married. In the future, maybe we want to get married to each other and we don't have any loose ends on either part. That's why we included the certificate of no marriage. Later on, I'm going to explain as well what the documents he presented or I presented that I asked him to send me. So medyo mahaba-haba yung list natin, but I just wanted to make sure that I had the complete documents when I submitted all of it. Because of course, ayaw nating ma-deny kapag nag-apply tayo ng visa. Okay? And then next is the sixth document. For the sixth document, it is the ticket reservation. On our end, we actually bought an actual ticket. There are sites that you can go that you can just reserve a ticket for like 2-3 days, maybe more depending on which website you're going to book it at. So you can do that, but on our case, like I said, binook na namin siya agad. I'm not sure if that helped their case or not, but it's just what we experienced. We move on to the seventh document. For the seventh document, this is not exactly like a requirement, but it's something that I submitted. So at the time, Sweden actually had a travel ban, so we needed to prove that we had like a serious relationship. And what I did was we applied for a residence permit, so we planned to cohabitate, and that actually proves as like a serious relationship since you plan to cohabitate with the other person. That's something that you can do as well, and some other Pinays have done so that they can get a visa primarily to Sweden. I'm not sure of other countries, so disclaimer, this is only if you're going to travel to Sweden and when they still have a travel ban. If they don't have a travel ban anymore, it's not something that you have to present. Okay, so lahat na yun ang mga documents na sinubmit ko on my end. We're now gonna move on to the documents that we submitted on his end. Alright, we submitted his personal invitation letter. So this is something that he has to make by himself. It's paragraphs. It depends on you how many paragraphs you want it to be. They're just explaining or in-explain niya lang kung bakit ini-invite niya ako to Sweden and like what we're going to do when I'm in Sweden, and like he's gonna be the one to accommodate me during my stay in Sweden. Next, we also have his invitation form. So this is a document that you have to download. There's specific questions that you have to answer. Unlike the invitation letter where it's free form and you're just stating the facts of why you want to invite the person. So first document invitation form or invitation letter, and then second document is invitation form. Okay. Next we have the third document, and this only applies to you if your partner has visited the Philippines. The third document is his passport and a stamp or a copy of his passport stamp from when he visited me in the Philippines last February. So if he has visited you, that's actually really nice to include when you apply for a visa so that they know that you've already seen each other in person. I know that there are some countries na hindi maa-approve ang visa, especially if it's a visit visa, if your partner has never met you, if you and your partner has never met in person. So that's really something that you need to consider when applying for a Schengen visa as well. Next document would be bank statements of 3 months. Some people say that it should be 6 months. Some people say it should be 12. But on our end, we just submitted 3 months of his bank statements. And then the document after that, we submitted 3 months worth of his payslips, most recent payslips. Next, we have the certificate of employment of my partner. So that's something that we submitted as well to show that he has income coming in regularly and that he'd be able to support me during my stay in Sweden. Okay, and then next document is a transfer agreement of apartment. So what that means is just a proof that I will have a place to stay in Sweden. It could either be the lease for your partner's apartment, or if you're gonna be staying at the hotel, then you show the hotel reservation. So it could go either or. That depends on you and your partner if he's if you're going to stay in his place or if you're going to stay in a hotel. Or also, I've heard that it could be his parents that invite you, so they might, or you might as well submit the apartment or house contract, house lease for his parents, so that would be able to help. Lastly, it's actually the civic registration of my partner, otherwise known in Sweden as person de vis. That's actually just to let them know that your partner has or is not married. It's actually really good if you submit that. Of course, it's actually a requirement. It's written on the invitation form that you have to include that. So you can easily get this on a website. I'm gonna make sure to include that in the description link later below. And then that's it. That's all of the documents that I submitted on my end and on my partner's end. I applied. Let me check to see if I have it here still. Give me a second. Sorry. So I checked. From what I saw, I applied November 3rd, and then I got an email from them that my visa got approved on November 5th. Yay! And then 3 days after that, November 8th, I think, I received my passport with the visa stamp. So if ever that you have any other questions, if I went too fast with this video, feel free to comment and then I'll explain more in the comment section. Okay, thank you so much for watching this YouTube video, and please make sure to click the like button if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see more content, because I will be posting more, and make sure to share for other people so they'd have tips when they apply. See you, bye.